With IXALAN now out, we can finally test the viability of Blue-Green Merfolk with all the kinky new IXALAN cards. But the question is, does it suck balls? There's been a lot of talk of Merfolk decks changing over the years, like when Collected Company came out, people were saying it's going to change, but it really didn't. And from the start, it's basically just been mono blue. But maybe IXALAN can change that. We'll find out. To start things off, we have a lot of overlap with traditional mono blue Merfolk. We have the 4 Silvergill Adepts, the 4 Spreading Seas, 3 Harbingers, which sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 2, but we've got 3, 4 Lords of Atlantis, 4 Master of the Pearl Tridents, 4 Reejereys, which is a bit excessive because some decks run 3 or even 2, and our 4 Aether Vial. So nothing really special there. But we also have green in the deck, so we add a couple things there. New from IXALAN, we got the Kumena Speaker. It's essentially a 2/2 for 1, which is pretty good, considering that Merfolk only has one good Merfolk that costs 1, which is Cursecatcher, and Cursecatcher is not that great. I mean, it's good against the right deck. Essentially, it's there in case your opponent has Anger of the Gods or Wrath of the God, and it delays them a turn. But it kind of sucks. I mean, it's just like a 1/1 for 1 a lot of times. So Kumena Speaker is pretty good. I mean, it's a 2/2 for 1. I mean, like, you can't really go wrong there. We also have 1 Noble Hierarch. I mean, we can kind of take it or leave it. Noble Hierarch really doesn't work that well in Merfolk just because the numbers don't work out. Because on turn 2, if you have 3 mana from Noble Hierarch, it's really not that great because a lot of the cards that we have cost 2, and you'll probably just leave that extra mana just sitting there. We also have 3 Branchwalkers. I really don't like this card that much because it's basically a worse version of Silvergill Adept, but there have been a couple of blue-green Merfolk decks that have done well in tournaments recently, and I believe all of them had 4 copies of Branchwalker in it, which I find kind of surprising because it seems to suck. So we'll run 3 just to see how it is, but now keep the bar low for this one. I think it's going to be pretty bad. We also have 1 Kopala. In the past, Merfolk decks have run Kira, which counters the first spell that targets something each turn, but in lieu of Kira, we're using Kopala, which also I think kind of sucks because it's a lot easier to pay 2 than it is to have your first removal spell countered each turn, but it's here in the deck to test out, so we'll have to wait and see if it's good or not. Also, probably the best part of having green in the deck is that we can run Collected Company. The deck has 30 creatures in total, so Collected Company works pretty well. Collected Company is used best when we do have a lot of Enter the Battlefield abilities, and we don't have that many. There's Harbinger, Silvergill, and now Branchwalker, so there are some decks out there that can utilize Collected Company a bit better, but still decent value for 4 mana. As for lands, we got 4 Botanical Sanctums, 2 Breeding Pools, 3 Cavern of Souls against counter decks, 4 Flooded Strands for fetching, 3 Islands, and 3 Mutavaults. Most decks run 4 Mutavaults, but it's pretty hard to run Mutavault when you have so many cards like Lord of Atlantis that cost double blue, and traditional Merfolk decks get around it by using a copy of Obro to essentially turn a colorless mana into a blue mana, but we don't have that because there's only 3 basics in the deck that's already kind of pushing it for decks that play Blood Moon. So yeah, well, on the sideboard, we've got an extra copy of Cursecatcher in case you run into non-creature decks, which right now there's a lot of out there. We also have 2 Seized Claim because it works well against Tron and Burn, and also Abzan, like decks that run 3 colors it works really well against. An extra Kopala, and we also have 3 Reclamation Sage, which works really well with Collected Company. So good against enchantments, good against artifacts, pretty cool card. Also, we have 2 Heroic Interventions. It works really well against board wipe cards, so like Supreme Verdict, Anger of the Gods, stuff like that. Then there's 3 Relic of Progenitus cards for graveyard-oriented decks, and one of the coolest cards in the sideboard is Shaper Sanctuary. It's another new card from IXALAN that lets you draw a card every time your opponent targets one of your creatures, so with all that creature removal floating around out there, it's a pretty good card to have in the sideboard, so that's why we have 2 of them. So all that's left to do is see how the deck performs, but keep your expectations low because Merfolk right now, whether it's mono blue or blue green, doesn't perform that well when all these decks have fatal pushes out there. Because if you look at the metagame right now, 4 of the top 6 most played cards in Modern right now are creature removal cards like Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, and Collective Brutality. So all those cards work really well against Merfolk, which makes it really hard to win. So this deck is something that I've wanted to try for a while since IXALAN's come out, but the metagame makes it really tough right now. But nonetheless, we'll see how it does. So let's dive into it. But as always, if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments that you want to see more Modern videos or standard or whatever you want to see. And without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy. Opening hand, 1 land hand, but we do have a vial, so we'll keep. Gonna drop some Noble Hierarch, and we will go ahead, use Aether Vial, pass back, and it seems like we're up against an Infect. Well, no land this turn, so it's gonna have to pass back. I mean, their deck's really fast. Infect kind of fell out of the meta when Gitaxian Probe was banned, but it's actually still pretty good, as you can see here. And what do you know? That's game. Oh, alrighty then. Going to game 2, I'm gonna get rid of 2 of the companies and 1 Kopala to put in 1 Cursecatcher and 1 Dismember and 1 Seized Claim for the Inkmyth Nexus land thingy. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, 1 land hand, nope. 2 land hand, yeah, we can keep this. And Cavern, bottom. Start with Mutavault and pass back. What just happened? Did they keep a no land hand? Must have been a pretty good hand to keep a no land hand then. Well, we can't really play anything, so we'll go ahead, attack with Mutavault. Opponent goes 18. It's still no lands. Well, I'm worried that we're not gonna have anything to play because we have 2 cards that turn lands into islands. Speaker, yeah, swing with Mutavault again. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. This is terrible. It's like race to the bottom. No land for us, so okay, let's swing for 2. Oh my gosh. Still won't hit a land for us. Aether Vial. Mutavault again. It's a bit risky, but we can keep hitting them. Discarding Vial, I guess. That's a little risky. I mean, we probably should have just played it. Opponent finally has a land. Oh goody, we hit a land as well. Go ahead and do Spreading Seas on the forest. And before opponent gets too carried away, let's go ahead and use Dismember on the elf. Okay, that works. Pass back. Opponent passes back to us. Might as well do Speaker. Speaker, and swing with Mutavault. Such a competitive game. Jeez. Well, we hit another land. Good. So Lord of Atlantis, turn Mutavault into a creature, swing for 6. So next turn we have, okay, they concede. Not very competitive for that game, but on to the third one. And going to game 3, I'm gonna get rid of 1 extra Collected Company to put in 1 extra Seize Claim because it worked pretty well last game. So with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand could be risky, but we do have Seize Claim and Spreading Seas, so I guess we'll take the risk and keep Breeding Pool and Noble Hierarch. Ooh, Noble Hierarch makes it hard for these things to work well. I guess we'll still use Seize Claim on the land. Pass back. An opponent swings in for 1. What? Alright. And sadly, we can't really play anything. Could hit our own Mutavault with Spreading Seas, but I guess we'll hold back. Oh, come on, land. Urgh. I guess just maybe do Spreading Seas our own Mutavault just so we can maybe drop some of these guys in. Maybe not. We'll risk it and not do anything. Opponent swings. We'll go ahead and use Mutavault just to force some pump out of them. Growth. Come on, hit a land, hit a land, hit a land. Yes. Cool. Okay, and to slow things down, we'll go ahead, drop in the Harbinger, bounce that guy. Will the bounce go through? Because they could give it hexproof. Yep. All right, so it stays. Opponent goes in for the same thing. We'll go ahead and block. Growth again. Another Lord. What to do? It's dropping a Lord, I suppose, and pass back. Opponent hits another land. Opponent swings in again. I'm just going to keep blocking and just drain all the pump from him. This thing again. Back in our turn, do we hit a land? Yes. So we'll go ahead, use Spreading Seas on their forest, and just go ahead, drop in Noble Hierarch. So they do have an opening here, because I don't really want to block with Noble, so we'll pass back. If they get a second land, though, I probably will block with Noble. Ugh, do we want to block with Noble? He could have enough to win here, maybe. I don't want to block that. I just want to have some extra mana. Groundswell, another Groundswell. Become immense. Well, that does it. Well, shit. Now my ass is sore. But on to the next one. Opening hand, 1 land hand, but we do have a Vial, so we will keep. Okay, looks like Death and Taxes, or Eldrazi and Taxes. Start with Vial. So Vial versus Vial. Thalia, hit a Mutavault, but can't do anything with it. So we'll go ahead, use the Speaker, and pass back. Eldrazi Displacer. Thalia, Vial in the Cursecatcher. Is that going to do anything? Actually, it could. You can double block this thing, but you have to be careful here, because if the Cursecatcher dies, then that means the Speaker is going to die with it. Okay, I think he gave this priority anyway, but just to be safe, when he use Mutavault, turn this into a creature, and that way if Cursecatcher dies first, then the Speaker's still alive. Probably unnecessary, but whatever. Back on our turn, opponent uses Vial, takes a look at our hand, takes the Master's Pearl Trident, and what should we do? We could drop in a Speaker, or we could attack with Mutavault. Probably go with the Speaker, and pass back. No attacks from our opponent. We'll go ahead, Vial in this thing here. Back on our turn, hit another Lord. We'll go ahead, attack some stuff. A little risky, but we'll go with these 2 guys. Flickers this, and before damage dealt, we'll Vial in another one, or another Lord, I mean. They get a 14, pass back, and do we see the, yep, there we go. Swings for 5, no blocks. Really could use an island right now to use this. What? And they conceded. Why? What? I don't understand. That made no sense. What? Right? Because they could have used what? Yeah, I guess we're just too good for them. I didn't really think we were gonna win that one, so I don't know. What's maybe I had to go take a dump or something. Well, on the sideboarding. Going to game 2, I'm going to get rid of 2 Cursecatchers, 1 Kopala, 1 Collected Company, 1 of the Branchwalkers, and 1 Speaker to put in 3 Reclamation Sages, Dismember, and Seize Claim. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, 1 land hand. We're going to mull. Yeah, this will do. We'll keep bottom that. Another land. All right, sure. Opponent drops Thalia. Pull a Vial. Do we want to drop it now? Yeah, I guess it could work. Pass back. Sony Silence. All right. I mean, if we hit a Reclamation Sage, we could get rid of it. So for now, let's use Branchwalker, hit a land, and pass back to our opponent. Opponent turns this into a creature. Swings with both, no blocks. Fetch for that. And back on our turn, we could use both Lords, or 2 of the 3 Lords we have. Might as well. And swing for 4. Pass back. Opponent swings in for 2, so it seems like a trap. So if we double block and he pass one of them, then he can kill the other one with first strike. So no blocks. Back on our turn, it's a bit suspicious they have so many lands open. We'll drop in Breeding Pool untapped, so we have Collected Company ready. And swinging with everyone. Although, they could have Reality Smasher, but yeah, we'll risk it. Well, they could have dropped it last turn if they wanted to, so Alright, dropping our guys. So hit a Lord of Atlantis and Silvergill. Okay, draw into another Lord. Opponents at 5. Can they win next turn? And the question I have is, like, how bad is their hand if they have 4 cards in it? And all they've really done this game was Sony Silence and Thalia. Wow, and they conceded the match. Oh my gosh. That, I don't know about that. I mean, game 1, and game 2, man. I guess the win's a win, but I don't really know if I consider that a win. That's kind of like a half win. I don't know. But what can we do? On to the next one. Opening hand's a bit land heavy, so we're gonna mull. This is good. We'll keep bottom this. Looks like we're up against Affinity. Okay, then. Spreading Seas, we could hit their land, but would there be any point to that? Nah, let's go with Lord of Atlantis. Pass back, Galvanic Blast, and a Vault Scourge. Well, we really got to speed things up here because they're going off pretty quickly. Branchwalker will Vial it in. Land, okay. Might as well hit their Spire of Industry with the Spreading Seas. Lord of Atlantis, okay. And pass the turn back. Cranial Plating. Oh boy. Well, we go down to 3. I don't think we can come back from this. Nope, we're going to game 2. Going into game 2, I'm going to get rid of 2 Cursecatchers, 1 Kopala, 1 Spreading Seas, and put in 3 Reclamation Sages and 1 Dismember, and with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand is balls, we'll mull. Still balls, but we can keep this. Another Vial, nope. Alright, and just a Mox Opal, sure. We'll shove a Vial this turn and then use the Speaker on our opponent's turn with this Vial. Steel Overseer, another Harbinger. Do we drop any of them in now, or I think we just hang on to them. Swing in for 2, and pass back. And a Vault Scourge. Opponent attempts to do that. Do we bounce one of these guys? Yeah, I guess we'll bounce the Steel Overseer. Or the land, maybe? Now I'll bounce the Steel Overseer and save the other one for one of these guys. Alright, Noble Hierarch. And might as well swing in for 2, see what he does. No blocks for opponent, and pass back. Overseer again, and a Whip Flare. Okay. Opponent swings in. I guess we'll attempt to bounce the Vault Scourge, and Vault Scourge comes back. Do hit a Collected Company, but we're 1 land short. I guess might as well swing in for 2. Yeah. Alright, I don't think we're gonna win this one. They're in a pretty good position. Yeah, they're in a pretty good position now. Master of Ethereum. Alright, we're at 10. I don't think we can come back. Let's see what we pull. Reclamation Sage. I think it's a bit late for that. They have a pretty good shot here, so I'm gonna concede. Alright, yeah. Too fast for us. Maybe if we would have pulled the Sage a little bit earlier, we might have had a shot, but Affinity's pretty tough. So on to the next one. Opening hand, no lands. We're gonna mull. 1 land, we'll have to make it work. Not a land, bottom that. Come on, hit a land. Oh my gosh. Well, pass back. Aether Vial. Okay, we'll do that. Opponent uses think twice. Another Aether Vial, but no land. Might as well go with the other Aether Vial. No counter still. Okay. Esper Charm making us discard 2 things. Sure. Spreading Seas. And I don't think we're gonna get to Collected Company this game, so might as well get rid of that. Still no lands. We do have 1 Vial ready for 2. So pass the turn back. Opt and cycles that. Sure. Okay. All the lands are untapped. We use Vial. Hit a land. Okay. Okay. Now what do we do here? Could unload some stuff, but they might have Supreme Verdict. How much do we unload? Well, guess we can go for a lot. Or do we just go with Kopala? Nah, let's go with Kopala, I guess. Play it safe. Then Master the Pearl Trident. Will we see counter? Nope. Alright, that's suspicious. I'm thinking Supreme Verdict. Blessed Alliance. Alright, that works too. So lose that guy. Pass back. And opponent uses Path to Exile. Okay. And end of our opponent's turn, we could drop in a Lord of Atlantis, so I guess we'll do that. Hit a Mutavault. Swinging with both these guys. Snapcaster. Getting back Blessed Alliance. So I guess we'll sacrifice this guy. Will our opponent try to block? Yes. Good. Alright, Vial on this guy. The Reejerey. So Snapcaster dies. Pass back. Opponent pass back to us. And I gotta watch out for that Celestial Colonnade. So we'll drop in the Cursecatcher. Tapping. Might as well tap the Colonnade. Colonnade taps. Do we risk swinging in? Could have another Snapcaster. I think we'll hold back with the Master. And just swinging with these guys. Snapcaster it is. Hitting this. Blocks like that. Sure. Pass back. Opponent pass back to us. Reejerey. Pass back to our opponent. Gets this back. What to do? I guess we'll Vial in the Reejerey. Cursecatcher, drop that in so we can tap down the Colonnade. Colonnade's tap. Will we see a Cryptic? Nope. Logic not. So I guess we gotta go for it. We'll swing with all these guys. And Cryptic tap down our stuff. Sure. Pass back. Isn't this fun? Another Reejerey. Vial that one in. And drop in the Harbinger so we can tap the Colonnade. And might as well tap one of these as well. Will we see another Logic Knot or something? Yep, Logic Knot. Well, swinging with these guys. Path to Exile. Man, so much stuff. Opponent passes back. Silvergill will Vial it in. Spreading Seas, good. Attempt to drop it on the Colonnade. Negate. And I think we'll hold off on attacking. Pass back. Opponent passes back to us. A Reejerey. Do we go for it? I suppose we'll attempt to cast. Tapping the Colonnade. Really? Another one? Well, at least the Colonnade's tapped. We'll go ahead, use the Mutavault. Swing with everyone. What will he do? Sphincter's Revelation? Nope. Secure the Waste. Shoot. This could do a lot. If he puts 2 blockers here, 1 on here. Now kill our guys. Ooh, that's actually a misplay on his part. Because once the Reejerey dies, this becomes a 2-2. So only needs 2 of these guys to block. And then he could have put this on this to kill that. So yeah, that was unfortunate for him. But he still got a good exchange here. Opponent goes to 4, pass back. Opponent pass back to us. Pull an Adept. Cool. File that in. Draw another one. Okay. Cast for 5, draw into a land, okay, and pass back. Opponent passes back to us. Talk about a grindy game. Another Adept, Vial in. This guy, okay. I think we go for it. See if he taps our guys down. Do we see Cryptic or Snapcaster? Nothing yet. He better not have another Secure the Waste. Fatal Push, Colonnade, blocks like that, so if you at 1, yep. Then drop in this guy and pass back. Pretty hard to come back when your opponent's at 19 and they're at 1. Yep, and they concede after a very, very long first game. Ooh, so Cursecatcher. Alright, on to game 2. Going into game 2, I'm gonna get rid of 3 Spreading Seas, 3 Harbingers, and put in 3 Relic of Progenitus, 2 Heroic Interventions in case they have Supreme Verdict this time, and 1 extra Cursecatcher. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, no lands, we got a mull. Ugh. Let's try mulling this one again. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. No. Well, we'll make this work. Cursecatcher, sure. Man, oh man. Well, might as well swing with with a Mutavault. Will we see Fatal Push? Blessed Alliance. Alright, we'll go ahead, dropping Cursecatcher to counter. So Mutavault lives to fight another day. Hit a Lord of Atlantis, so we'll go ahead, use Mutavault as a creature. No blocks our opponent, and we'll go ahead, Vial in one of the Lords. Opponent's a 14, pass back. Opt, and an Esper Charm. Well, goodbye last two cards. Pull a Speaker, but wait, we have no lands to cast it. Alright, swing for 5. Opponent's at 9. Opponent plays land, pass back to us. Oh, and we hit another Mutavault. Okay, swing in for 5. What if our opponent has Snapcaster followed by Blessed Alliance? To be safe, we'll swing in with this. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, so we're getting rid of the Mutavault. Good thing we didn't attack with this guy. Opponent cycles. Back on our turn, we finally hit a land. Turn Mutavault into a creature, swing in. Opponent draws 2 cards. Goes to 6, drop the Speaker, and pass back. I don't really see how we could win this because I mean we had a 4 land. Oh, Supreme Verdict. Alright, because we had like a 4 land hand. Hit a Flooded Strand. Okay. Make both Mutavaults and swing for 4. Opponent goes to 2, looking good. Surprisingly, they go to 1. And they concede that one. Wow, what a miserable match. I mean, kept the 4 land hand, had to discard 2 cards. Very, very painful, but it was kind of interesting as well, like interesting pain. So on to the last one. All right, final match, and looks pretty good for opening hands, so we'll keep Sacred Foundry. Tap though, so I'm thinking Jeskai Tempo or something like that. Drop in Speaker, pass back. Will we see blue? What? Oh, I'm guessing it's White-Red Prison. All right, that's cool. In that case, I would take a Breeding Pool, but I wonder if they have Blood Moon for next turn. We'll go with Island. Wait, why did I drop that in? I was going to drop in Spreading Seas. Well, I thought Spreading Seas, and then I went with the Adept. Not really sure why, but yeah. I guess on the bright side, if they do have Blood Moon, we could use Spreading Seas on this next turn. Journey to Nowhere. Yeah, this is definitely White-Red Prison. One of my favorite decks of all time. Now do we do Spreading Seas? I don't know. There's a lot of board wipe in White-Red Prison, and if we go too heavy on the creatures, we could run into it, so we'll go with Spreading Seas. Could use the card drawing anyways. Not a land, so we'll swing in for 2. Okay, so in Spirit Guide, do we see Gideon? Nope, Chandra. Chandra kills that, sure. Not a land, but we will go ahead, drop this in, see if we can hit a land. Do hit a land, and pass back. And another Chandra, okay. So I assume he's gonna kill this thing. No, all right. So we do hit a land, which means we could use Collected Company. All right, swing at Chandra. Before damage is dealt, Collected Company. Getting 2 Lords, putting Chandra to 1, and passing back. Hopefully no Wrath of Gods. Doesn't really matter though, I mean, our hand's pretty solid. Ooh, an opponent pulls Gideon, that's pretty good. So that buys Chandra a turn. So I'll have to deal 8 to him, that should be fine though. Pull Reejerey. What else do we do? I mean, I really don't like Mutavault that much, to be honest, because in times like now where we have like 2 Lords we could play, we can't do it because of Mutavault. So instead, we'll just drop in Reejerey. Gideon dies. Anger of the Gods. But we're actually out of range, just barely. And plus, he doesn't have the red for it. And there's a concede. All right. I mean, I guess it worked out. I mean, it felt like we were losing there. I mean, we were pretty close to getting blown off. They pulled like Wrath of God, but a win's a win. Going into game 2, I'm gonna get rid of all of our Harbingers, all of our Spreading Seas, because like they usually have like 24 lands in the deck, or sometimes even 25. So you know, hitting a couple lands, Spreading Seas doesn't really do too much, and it might have Blood Moon anyway. So get rid of those. Get rid of Branchwalker. Put in 3 Reclamation Sages because they have like Blood Moon, Journey to Nowhere, stuff like that. 2 Shaper Sanctuary to get rid of the creature removal stuff, or to draw cards when we do get hit by creature removal. An extra Cursecatcher, and then Heroic Intervention for things like Anger of the Gods and like Wrath of God and stuff like that. So anyways, on to game 2. Opening hand, 1 land, so I'm gonna mull. This is better. We'll keep land, top, pass back. No place so far. Go ahead, start things off with Silvergill Adept, Aether Vial, pass back, Gideon. So we'll drop in Reejerey for the turn, and then pass back to our opponent. Anger of the Gods, cool. Opponent hits us for 4. Well, we kind of lost our creatures. Could drop in the Sage, but it seems a little bit crappy to do that. Maybe we'll do it just to put some pressure on him. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll go for it. Pass back. Opponent swings with Big Boy again. No blocks, we go to 11, and a Blood Moon. Pull Lord of Atlantis, we'll drop that. Swing at Gideon for 2. Okay. Journey to Nowhere, wow. So of course, right after we play Reclamation Sage, we get the 2 enchantments coming out. Opponent prevents damage here, so can't do anything here. Pass back. Opponent prevents again, and another Blood Moon. Lord of Atlantis, drop that. Pass back. Pithing Needle. So there goes our Aether Vial. Do hit a Reejerey, so we'll play that. And swing at Gideon for 2. Okay. And Wrath of God. Can't use this. The joy of playing White-Red Prison. I always call it something else though when I play it. I call it the friendship deck. You spend all this time with your opponent that like you just have to be friends with them afterwards, right? It's like too much time spent to not be friends. Anyways, have we spent enough time making friends with this guy this game? Because I think we're gonna lose. So I think it's just I think we should concede and go to game 3. Going into game 3, I'm gonna make 1 change because we know he has Getting the Trials now. So I'm gonna throw in 1 Dismember and get rid of 1 Kopala, or our only Kopala. And with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand looks good. We'll keep. Start with Speaker, pass. No turn 1 Chalice. Cursecatcher, that's good. But for this turn, we'll drop in Lord of Atlantis. Swing for 3, and I guess we'll just try and rush him. And with Cursecatcher, we can delay his Anger of the Gods and Wrath of God a turn. So could have a shot. Collected Company. Now, what's more important, a Reejerey or a Cursecatcher? Probably a Cursecatcher. And swing for 5. Blood Moon, sure. So no Collected Company opportunity for us. Hit a land or a mountain, drop the Reejerey, swing in for a lot. We actually might have this one. Yeah, they're at 2. And Cursecatcher means they can't drop in Wrath of God. Anger of the Gods. Ooh, crap. All right, sack this guy. So we're also gonna lose this thing as well, though, because once these guys die, the damage will kill this. So close to getting him there. Speaker can't play that, so we'll drop in Reejerey, pass back. And with White Red Prison, even though they're at 2, I would say the match is pretty 50-50 here, because they have plenty of removal in hand, I'm sure. Gideon, which means we have to attack him next turn. Okay, attack Gideon. I mean, if we don't pull another creature, it's just gonna be this for the rest of the game, just attacking Gideon. And like, well, -2 on him, no plus. Ooh, okay, kills that. Never mind. Nihiri. So I assume they're doing the Emrakul because that's usually what White Red Prison does. So once they get to 8 or 10s, it's usually pretty over. Another Master Pearl Trident, pass back. And that is kind of the cool thing with White Red Prison, is that it doesn't need to really play a lot of cards because every card has such good value, like Anger of the Gods. Like it's a 3-for-1? Or yeah, 3-for-1. And then like, you know, Blood Moon does a lot, and then Gideon does a lot, and Nihiri does a lot. And so you can win with like doing less stuff. So that's kind of the cool thing with White Red Prison. Collect Company, nope. We got no basic forest in the deck. I mean, for good reason, because they like Master the Pearl Trident. All right, I think they got us. I mean, we might as well wait and see Emrakul, I guess. In the meantime, though, I'll probably just start ranting about this deck. It seems to be on par with MonoBlue Merfolk. And even though we have seen a couple of blue-green Merfolk decks go 5-0 online recently, it really doesn't feel all that competitive. And I think that mostly has to do with just the metagame right now, with having so much creature removal out there, where like it's really hard to win if they're constantly hitting your lords, like, you know, your Lord of Atlantis and your Master of the Pearl Tridents. Like if they're constantly getting hit by lightning bolts and fatal pushes and Path to Exile, it's like it's hard to build momentum, and it's really not easy to win. It takes a lot of turns to win if you're losing all your creatures. So just Merfolk in general, really not good for the meta right now. I mean, we did go 2-3, which isn't terrible, but one of those wins against white-black taxes was kind of like an iffy win, and the Esper control win was kind of So I don't know. I'll probably say this is like a deck that you want to pass on for now. I mean, it's kind of fun briefly, but I knew going into this that, you know, after the blue-green choke video I made a couple weeks ago, a month ago, I knew the metagame with like Fatal Push floating around everywhere is just really, really hard to beat, because I mean, Fatal Push is just like perfect against our decks, you know, all the guys that cost 2 and stuff. So usually I end the video by saying like how good the deck was, but it really wasn't that great. I don't like playing this deck anymore. And also Branchwalker, like Branchwalker has appeared in a lot of the decks that have gone 5-0. I think there are about 3 blue-green Merfolk decks that went 5-0 within about 2 weeks time, and I think all of them had 4 Branchwalkers, and it's kind of just like a bad Silvergill Adept, but it really isn't that great. I mean, it's really not like drawing cards, it's more like scrying at best, and you get a 3-2 for 2, but I don't know, probably better off with like Phantasmal Image or something like that, like a MonoBlue Merfolk deck might play. And Collect the Company was pretty good, it's pretty good value, but it's kind of hard with the lands, so we are running 19 lands, which is a bit tough. It would be easier to go with Collect the Company if we had 4 Noble Hierarchs, but Noble Hierarchs doesn't really fit the deck very well. So if you have 3 mana on turn 2, it's like, well, big whoop-de-doo, we don't have that many 1-drops. So I don't know. I don't really think the green was the problem in the deck. I think green works fine in Merfolk. I think we'll see some green Merfolk decks popping up every now and then. I mean, I think the most of it will still be MonoBlue Merfolk, but Merfolk in general right now just doesn't feel like the place to be. I'd probably avoid it if you can. Like if you have multiple modern decks and one of them is Merfolk, I'd probably put that on the shelves for now until people get over like all the creature removal now, because there's just so much of it out there. But the metagame is shifting where we're seeing Storm increase, and I think that is in response to all the creature removal out there, because it can function without having creatures. I mean, they do have Baral and the Electromancer, but they're not really that crucial for winning for them. And once the metagame shifts away from all this creature removal, I'm sure Merfolk will make a comeback, but right now it just feels meh. But that is all for now, and if you want to see more content like that, you can let me know by subscribing below or letting me know in the comments that you want to see more content like this. And so long for now, and I hope you have a great day.